It's a battle between two of the top 5 teams in the East as the Rochester Rhinos take on the Charleston Battery here at Capelli Sport Stadium in Rochester. Hello, everyone. Ari Shannock alongside Albert Munoz. And Albert, the Charleston Battery, their player to watch, the player of the month of June, Romario Williams.
Exciting to call this game tonight, Ari, with you. You're right, Romario Williams is such an exciting player. His ability to score goals in clutch moments has just proven so great for Charleston. And I'm looking at his speed, his presence, his power. I mean, he's going to be such a difference maker for the rest of the season for this team.
And he is tied for the lead in goals in the league with 15. The Rochester Rhinos player to watch, the do-it-all, Wall Fall.
One of my favorite players during this season. Wall Fall has proven to be such a strength in the midfield. His stability, his vision, his finesse has really proven a great difference maker for Rochester. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table tonight.
The Rochester Rhinos and the Charleston Battery, third place on the line here tonight in the Eastern Conference of the USL.
Welcome to the next generation at Ralph Honda.
A beautiful new showroom, a new state-of-the-art service department, and the same great service we're famous for.
We invite you to come in and visit our new next generation dealership. Come on, treat yourself to Ralph.
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through. And focus.
There's another reason I'm here.
We're gonna add one last station.
Multiple concussions actually put people at risk for early dementia. It's kind of like Alzheimer's with a kind of paranoid, angry edge to it. So we've been trying to develop a blood test for concussion so we can say yes or no. You had a concussion, yes or no. Hopefully, early diagnosis equals early treatment and prevention of dementia down the line.
Welcome to the next generation at Ralph Honda.
A beautiful new showroom, a new state-of-the-art service department, and the same great service we're famous for.
We invite you to come in and visit our new next generation dealership. Come on, treat yourself to Ralph.
And welcome back. Taste of Rochester night here at Capelli Sport Stadium, and the teams are getting ready for battle. This should be a good one. We'll take a look at the starting 11 for Mike Anhauser and the Battery.
Well, this is very exciting lineup here. It's very attack-minded, as we see. You have a 4-5-1, 4-4-2. Attila Guerra is going to be very floating in the air. He's going to be partnering up with Williams and looking to link up with Chang and Hikashi out wide with these beautiful crosses that they usually produce.
And here's Bob Lilly starting 11 again without Canardo Forbes for the second straight game. Albert.
He's a huge loss, I mean, for this Rochester, who solely depends on him in the midfield. But you have other players like Brown and obviously Wall Fall, James, who will pick up the pace and link up with Madison and Garzi out wide, with Turgo looking to make great strides.
So the Battery come in 10-5-8, 38 points. They are currently sitting in third place in the East under Mike Anhauser, their head coach. from Fort Wayne, Indiana. He joined the Battery back in '94 as a player, 6 seasons. He ranked 7th all-time in games played at 115, 2nd all-time in assists at 17. Won a championship at Indiana University in 1988. USL Coach of the Year 2007, 2008 he led the Battery to the final of the US Open Cup. 2010 won a USL championship. 2012 won another one. So he's been outstanding. And on the other side, Bob Lilly, of course, never missed the playoffs in his pro coaching career. Unbelievable. Won USL title in Vancouver in 2006, Rochester in 2015. 4-time USL Coach of the Year, Bob Lilly.
Those are incredible trajectories for both teams and their coaches. And here, just right off the bat with the game starting, Wallfall with the ball, I was going to say, both these teams have so much on the line. They have a lot of points they need to make up now for the second part of the season. So this is a very important game for both teams on this turf field. It's a beautiful climate to play today. So I'm really excited to see who will possess the ball early on in the first few minutes.
It'll be interesting to see how the Rhinos can perform again without Cronardo Forbes. He is serving his second three-match ban after a red card and a violent conduct versus the New York Red Bulls back on the 5th of this month. Now Forbes, Albert, leads this team in shots, assists, and chances created.
Oh, he's their ultimate leader. I mean, this team plays very different soccer when he's on and off the pitch. So it's very important to see how Wallfall picks up the pace today. But in the past, they're such a, I guess, well-rounded team. They know how to play well on the ball. They're very possessive on the ball, and they're known for that. They're meant to hold on the ball as much as possible. So Cronardo, yes, a huge loss, but like every good team, they need to make up and pick up the pace.
There's Ryan James. You can hear the crowd here. Good crowd on hand. Beautiful night here in Rochester. And you can hear the Oak Street Brigade and the Flower City Stampede already getting their team energized. Taste of Rochester night. A lot of fun to be had here at Capelli Sport Stadium. The Rhinos 6-1-3 here at home this season. They've won 3 of their last 4 overall. Meanwhile, the Battery, they've been struggling a little bit. They've not won a match in their last 7. They're dropping from 1st to 3rd in the East. They're 0-3-4 during that span, Albert. But keep in mind, part of that, Romario Williams was playing for Jamaica in the Gold Cup.
I could definitely be a difference. Hopefully coming in today and as our player to watch, he's proven to really make a difference. And I was just going to mention that the Battery has been struggling, but they're such a strong team. They have great players. They're very well-rounded. Hopefully they'll have the chance today to create some opportunities and get themselves a few points on the road.
Camden Feo on the far side. Hits it ahead to Darius Madison. Beautiful move by Madison to his left, trying to work his way into the box, and then the 2 players get tangled up. Darius battling there. See good defensive work by the Battery.
Such an energetic player. I love to watch Madison. I mean, he brings a lot of presence up top. He's had a lot of opportunities throughout the season to score goals, and he's been proven himself and to his team that he is very trustworthy up top. He's loyal to the ball. He's always seeking to create chaos on the opposing side's team. I think tonight could be a very important night for him if he gets a couple goals in.
Darius, he scored that lone goal of the match in the 25th minute, heading home a Wallfall free kick against the Harrisburg City Islanders in their 1-0 win. And that was to claim the inaugural Capelli Sport Hero Cup, which they defeated Harrisburg 2-0 this season in that Hero Cup. The 3-game road swing, Albert. Rochester, they had a terrific road trip. They collected 6 of the possible 9 points, winning 2 out of 3 on the road.
That's extremely important. You always want to make sure you capitalize on your points on your road. I mean, it's very difficult to win on the road, right, from the beginning. So when you're out and you're not with your support team at home, when you don't have the crowd next to you, it's very important to make sure that you bring home as many points as possible. And that works in your favor. When you come back home, you obviously have that presence and that motivation to please your crowd, and that most likely will turn into a couple of wins.
Yeah, they had big wins at Harrisburg, and including a victory in Cincinnati before an enormous crowd. 3-2. Wall had 2 goals in that victory. And there's a good look at Wall, the 6'3" midfielder out of Frankfurt, Germany. 7 goals, 2 assists, 132 duels won for Wall. 3 goals in the last 2 games. Now, he's done an excellent job filling in with Forbes out his last, the previous game. Forbes will be out 1 more game after this one.
That's a shame. I mean, but Wall has really stepped it up. He's usually a very good supplement to Canardo, but when he's alone, he steps it up, and obviously he performs at the highest level. He's a very, very trustworthy midfielder, very stable on the ball.
Battery looking for a seam here to move it forward. Portillo, and now middle of the field. Here they come to the near side. This is Skylar Thomas battling, as hoping for a call. There was Ryan James, who leads the Rhinos with 101 duels won, 61 interceptions. And there's a kick in towards goal, handled easily by Dan Lind. And talk a little bit about Dan Albert, 6'4", 195-pound local product out of Rochester. Played at Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh, at 15 shutouts for Pitt. And he's kind of earned this job here, the 2nd straight start. He has 2 clean sheets on the season.
Well, he took his opportunities and he ran with it. I mean, he's a big boy. I mean, he's a strong player. He has a very, very strong defensive team in front of him. So he has an important role. I mean, he has to obviously step up. Their reputation is on the line for Rochester. They're always meant to be a possession game. So a strong goalkeeper is very, very clutch for a team like Rochester.
Tomas Gomez has 8 clean sheets on the season, but Coach Lilly saying that Dan Lind and his 2 clean sheets, he's just in great form right now. He's reading the game well for a young goalie. His shot stopping has improved a lot, said Coach Lilly, and he's a gifted goalkeeper. But what a luxury, huh, to have 2 goalkeepers like that.
Well, that might be part of the master plan by Coach Lilly. He wants to have depth on the team. He wants to make sure that he emphasizes on, you know, his veterans and his rookies, you know, creating that type of, I guess, depth on the team where you could depend on both. And at any given time, you could call upon them and they'll provide stability on the team. So that's great for Rochester's back line here.
Running it down far side is Ryan Felix. Felix, USL Team of the Week member. He had 5 interceptions, 4 tackles in that big win at Harrisburg. Here come the Rhinos on the attack. Beresford leaves it for the trailer. Fall. The pass ahead to James. James, the cross. Trying to head it into play was Jalen Brown. And here's Bradley Camden-Fayo. Left foot the cross, and handled easily by Odisnell Cooper. Odisnell, the goalie out of Havana, Cuba, 2015 Battery MVP, 2nd team All-USL. He had 4 shutouts last season. 6 clean sheets for the Cuban goalkeeper this season.
First few minutes, it's incredible to see how a team like Rochester keeps their stability going. They're so consecutive when it comes to their possession game. Their style remains the same week after week. They're consistently trying to get a lot of crosses out from the wide, from the flanks, but ultimately every ball goes through wall fall. Every single possession game goes through the midfielders. So it's important for them to all be sharp tonight. And it seems like at the moment, the first few minutes, they've had possession. Rochester's really hold the ball, making sure other players get a touch on it, getting their forwards in action, obviously getting Madison the touch, Beresford and Garzi up top. So it's great. It's just a compliment I'm paying to them that they're constantly on the ball and looking to be sharp in their touches.
Mike Garzi also in the midfield here tonight. Team captain. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XMFC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. And here comes Madison, weaving between defenders, and then was stood up, and that one taken away nicely by Taylor Mueller, the captain, the defender out of Kirkland, Washington. This is Hackshaw. Thomas, the Battery without two of their players. We talked about Forbes not here for the Rhinos. O'Brien, Woodbine, along with Anunga, are both serving yellow card suspensions. Two valuable pieces for the Battery missing here tonight.
Great touches here by Charleston in the last couple of lead-ups.
Beautiful pass ahead, and Lynn sliding to save that one in front of Chang.
They're creating a lot of danger here for Charleston. Charleston's obviously looking to touch the ball well. I mean, they had a great lead up. 7 or 8 touches from the backside. Portillo obviously being very heavy there with the influence. He's very constant on his touches. He'll partner up well with Chang and Hackshaw in the midfield. And ultimately, you're looking for Guerra and Williams to capitalize. So they're doing really well in the first few minutes to try to create some opportunities.
Now, Romario Williams, 15 goals, tied for the lead in the USL with Dane Kelly of Reno. But his 15 goals in just 17 USL contests, Albert.
That's incredible.
Coach Lilly saying you cannot guard him one-on-one, and they will try to limit any isolation opportunities for Williams. Well, so far they've done a nice job, Albert, because we haven't seen him with many touches.
Yeah, or any shots. I mean, that's the overall defensive work that Rochester brings to the table. I mean, they're very strong, they're stringent, they're tight, and they're stingy on the ball. So they're constantly going to make sure they pressure outward, and they're not going to let any Charleston player get too close to the goal.
Battery, Miles Robinson, and here's Skylar Thomas, 2-year captain out of Syracuse.
Sporting the man bun.
And here's Justin Portillo, 5 goals, 6 assists on the season.
Such a classy player. Great touch, great vision.
Hackshaw.
If I was Charleston, I'd try to get every ball to go through Justin Portillo in the midfield. It just inches him closer to creating some kind of goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, Portillo has created 45 chances this season. And the ref got in the way. He's hearing it from the crowd, but excellent defense there by the Rhinos. Ryan James was there. On the run, Jalen Brown. Romario Williams, he is number 9, leading goal scorer in the USL. Scored 2 goals in the Gold Cup en route to the finals for the Reggae Boys. Actually, was a teammate of Sergio Campbell, defender for the Rhinos, who was on the Jamaican Gold Cup team run. And that is not a good sign. That was Michael Chang.
It looked like he twisted his ankle on stepping, letting the ball leave the field. Looked a little uncomfortable there.
James surveys. Beresford plays it back. And here's Joe Farrell. Nice setup here for the Rhinos. Turgu plays it to the outside. And in the box. Headed up in the air, nicely done by Mueller. Here's Fall. Fake the shot. Finds Asim Garzi. Collides A collision there with Skylar Thomas.
First set piece here for Rochester. They typically look for wall fall here for the header to connect for the aerial battle. So let's see if Garzi puts it in. This is a typical setup that they have. These set pieces, they look very, very dangerously into the box for tall players, obviously. Felix is known to score a couple headers. Farrell's very dangerous, Fewu, but definitely wall fall is the main target.
Garzi has an assist this season. Looking for number 2. Mike out of Colgate University. In his 4th season with the Rhinos. The injured player being attended to by the athletic crew, training crew.
Yeah, it seemed like he twisted his ankle. He stepped incorrectly on the line, leaving the ball. I think he was trying to let it go out so he could actually get a throw in for his team, but it's a shame to have that type of injury.
That's Michael Chang. They can ill afford to lose him. Yeah,
That's terrible.
Holding the Achilles, so you don't want to see that. Michael, terrific competitor. He's also out of Havana, Cuba. The Nigel Cooper MVP and Offensive Player of the Year awards in 2016. He defected in 2012 from the Cuban national team as that headed away. Able to keep it in.
There's been many defectors over the years, Ari, from the Cuban national team.
Yeah, including goaltender Cooper. That one sails into the bleachers.
Wall fall with a good attempt. I mean, he trapped it well with his chest. He had a maybe 2 or 3 run up, and he had a nice strike, a nice volley strike on goal, right over the post actually. That's the first attempt. I mean, that just comes to show that Rochester is obviously well-rounded. They have players like Wallfall who will not only defend well, but he could score a goal or 2.
Big boot from Cooper. In the air, heading it forward, Higashi. As their double team on Williams, a beautiful sliding play from Ryan Felix. Towards the far post, Higashi tries to track it down, but can't.
The Rochester Rhinos would like to thank Genesee Brewery for hosting their annual company meeting.
Hey, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. There's a good look at Dan Lind on Taste of Rochester Night, presented by Fidelis Care and Stop DWI New York. Well, there's tasting by various local food vendors all over the concourse, Albert. We wish we were there tonight.
Absolutely. At least some delivery action here. But checking into the stats here for Charleston in their possession against Rochester, 60-40. So far, and I agree. I mean, I would say it's closer to 50-50 in my eyes, but Charleston has the edge. They've had actually a couple more touches and positive touches going into the goal. But Rochester, in that case, needs to step up their possession game and link up more with the attackers to see if they could inch up and get it closer with more chances on goal.
Well defended there after Fall had connected with a darting Jalen Brown. Ryan James works near side. Beautiful passing here, Garzi. Chips it in. On the run, Beresford puts it high in the air, but Cooper in the air seizes it. Scoreless here as we approach the 20th minute.
"20 minutes almost into this game, Ari, but we haven't had much, action. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of shots. There hasn't been any attempts. There's been a couple of set pieces. So overall, it's been kind of a sloppy game so far. No one's really taken action to really control the game. I hope, obviously, we have a couple of these players step up and maybe create some quality chances going into the end of the first half. You know, players like Romario Williams and Wall Fall that we placed as players to watch. They're difference makers, right? Those are the guys that need to step up and, you know, actually get a team on their shoulders and create some quality chances.
Ari Shannock along with former MLS player Albert Munoz. The Battery trying to get something started. Possession's been in large favor to Rochester. They hope to find Williams in space. That'll be tough to do because Coach Lilly, he's devised this very stout defense that Rochester possesses. And they're not going to allow any space for Romario. There's Thomas. Miles Robinson, who's on loan from Atlanta United.
Great
There's a
skill
takeaway, yeah.
Great feet there.
Well, Rochester has a couple of weapons on the bench, including in Julian Boucher, who they just signed. He started a couple matches, 4 appearances this season with DC United. He was the 11th overall pick in 2016. Just joined the team this week, Albert. Let's take a look at this yellow card here. On Hackshaw.
Hackshaw showed a few silky, smooth footwork there. I mean, with the ball in the last couple of plays, just goes how versatile he is as a player.
There's a quick look at it, Albert.
Yeah, he's a little late to the challenge. Nothing major there.
Blue Cross Blue Shield Live Fearless moment of the match. Like your hometown Rhino players.
Along with Boucher, good news for Rhino fans. Cristiano Francois is back and available, and both players may see time here tonight. That long ball goes out of bounds. You see Darius Madison giving chase. Darius 3 goals and assists this season. Farrell. This is Turgu. Here the Rhino fans getting involved here at Capelli Sport Stadium, enjoying the festivities. The Battery trying to counter. Williams doubled immediately. Far side. Battery set it up. Headed away nicely by Ryan James.
This is where Rochester shines. Their defensive cohesiveness. They know how to shut down players and really force them out. A lot of pressure on them. But at the same time, I know they're missing Conardo Forbes. Conardo Forbes usually brings that element of creativity, the stability, the vision. He partners well with Wall Fall, but a team that lacks their number 10, the attacking-minded player, usually struggles to create. And they're known, obviously, to have struggled in the past because they always play 4-5-1. They typically don't have that type of, two forward. Well, speaking of two forward, almost looked like a two-footed tackle there by Madison. A little dangerous there, but what I'm saying is 4-5-1 structures, systems, and tactics, lineups usually have the mentality of holding the ball, but they lack that final third and capitalizing strength, which is goal scoring. But Madison, that one lone striker, usually steps up. But when Conardo Forbes is gone, and he usually links up well with Madison, I mean, it's their struggle. It seems that they have to really pick up. They have to really try to create more since they're lacking their true number 10. So we'll see how Rochester pans out the rest of the game without Conardo Forbes.
Yeah, Coach Lilly said, missing Forbes, he's such a dictator of tempo for us. It's a huge difference, and also the team feels like they have a security blanket when Conardo is around. He plays with such composure.
Correct. Yeah, he's that player that you could hit him any ball, right? Any ball, wherever it comes from, he'll control it, right? He's placed that trust throughout repetition of his career.
Madison the strike, and able to corral it is Cooper. Good job by Turgoose setting it up, and Darius Madison looking for his 4th goal of the season.
And there he is, the player I was mentioning, Madison. He's the one that's going to come up today. He's the one that's going to make the difference. He's poised to be the goal scorer for this team, and he's really stepped up the latter of the season, really being creative and dangerous up top.
Yeah, Coach Lilly also mentioning the addition of Boucher, Albert, really gives this team another player in that final third. He can shoot from range. He's a finisher.
That's very important. I mean, you have to have numerous players on your roster that can do both. I mean, you need players that not only can control the ball well, but you need players to take on players. You need players that shoot well from angles in both feet. So that's what you need up top, especially someone that's going to partner up with Madison.
Yeah. Williams with a takedown of Ryan Felix. So a yellow card issued to Romario.
Just playing with strengths. I know he's a little frustrated tonight so far. I know he wants the ball more. I know he wants his teammates to step up and, you know, create chances for him, because that's what he needs. He's a player that could come drop into the half line, and you know, turn with the ball and really create something. But he usually needs the ball placed in a through ball manner for him to come in and really capitalize on his strength, which is speed. I mean, he's very speedy on the ball, but ultimately he's not going to take any shots unless he's obviously back to the goal in these situations. He needs to have someone a playmaker like Portillo step up, play a little bit deeper on the field, so he can actually link up and be creative. But Portillo's playing way too deep. He's playing like a true number 5, which is a central defensive-minded midfielder. I'd love to see him push up a little bit, link up with Romario Williams, and maybe create more chances for Charleston tonight.
We are scoreless in the 27th minute here in Rochester. A battle of the 2 of the top 5 teams in the East. This is a big one. Rochester is 3 points behind Charleston, who sits in 3rd place. Rhinos are in 5th. Down the far side, and that is broken up and out of bounds. Rochester slowing the attack. The USL is one of the most prominent 2nd division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL. Nice possession here for the Battery. Thomas. Here's Williams. Good job by Rochester to keep it away from him and with a scoring opportunity. Garzi. Beautiful connection there. And they find James here. Chips it in, looking for Jalen Brown. Working around Robinson. Miles Robinson, tough defender. Just 20 years old. Wallfall, the facilitator.
Both teams are doing really well now to hold the ball and fight for the ball. You've seen a couple of turnovers in the last few minutes, but not without having at least 4 or 5 touches on the ball, which shows possession. So that last touch on that consecutive play is what's lacking on both teams. And that obviously that final third, when you get the shot off, that's not happening right now. So again, both teams doing really well to hold the ball and really try to create chances, but we haven't really seen anyone to capitalize on a good shot or opportunity in the final third.
Nice play by Beresford. Beresford plays for Guyana. He's earned 14 caps. Scored a couple goals with their national team.
Fans, tonight's match is presented by Fidelis Care. Fidelis Care is the New York State Catholic Health Plan, providing quality, affordable.
Well, not only is it Taste of Rochester night here tonight, but it's also Pride Night, as the Rhinos have partnered with Gay Alliance of the Genesee Valley. $5 from each ticket brought using our Pride promo code has gone directly to the Gay Alliance. And Worthy Duncan were the performers in the pre-match. There's the cross, the shot, and a save from Cooper.
Wonderful attempt here by Rochester. They really show how opening up the wide field, touching the ball well, getting everyone involved, and then obviously capitalizing with a nice cross. I mean, these are the type of plays that they want to see. They want to obviously continuously see these type of plays. James, the great cross here, as you see in the replay. It's just choppy shots here for Brown. I mean, fortunately, that would have been an exceptional attempt here on goal. It would most likely have been a goal. It would have been on frame, but great save here also by Cooper.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown looking for his first goal of the season. Jaylen has an assist, 7 key passes this season. Turgu has been efficient here tonight. Into the box. Just out of the reach of Beresford. Good action over the past few minutes, Albert.
Yeah, it's definitely picked up. The tempo has been picked up. I believe, across the board, both teams have really realized we're getting there. Everyone is touching the ball well, everyone's creating opportunities, but we're not capitalizing. They're not taking shots, so let's do this. I mean, we have 15 minutes left in the half. I mean, we need to take advantage and try to get a goal on before the second half starts.
Fall with his length able to head that forward. Wall nearly 6'3". The Rhinos have done a fabulous job thus far on Romario Williams, the USL star player. 15 goals in 17 USL contests. Hasn't got a shot off yet.
That's a terrific record. Hopefully he'll bring that experience and that momentum into this game. Hopefully something happens with him. I mean, like I said, a great striker might be a great striker, but if you don't have a midfielder who's going to set you up, a facilitator, an assist man, and not put you in that situation, it's going to be very tough for him tonight. Rochester plays well in defense. They coddle you, obviously. They make sure they surround you and they suffocate you on the ball. It's not easy to play against Rochester.
Well, that's the man you want to facilitate, Portillo. He can do it. 6 assists, 45 key passes this season. The Battery looking for a seam here and can't find one. Farrell. Big presence on the defensive line for the Rhinos.
But again, speaking of Portillo, I really wish he could be pushed up a little bit. I'm curious to see why he's playing more of a holding center midfielder. He's more creative than the typical and average midfielder. He should be closer to goal. He should be assisting. He should be creating, dribbling. But he hangs back. I mean, I think it's tactical because obviously he's very good on the ball, so he's sound and no one obviously can penetrate him. But I feel like he's wasted a little bit of his technical ability playing so deep in the midfield.
Just now Cooper came out to snag that one. Powerful, physical goalie, 6 foot, 185 pounder. He had 52 saves coming into the action. Dan Lynn, maybe your more prototypical build for a goalkeeper with his long, lanky frame of 6'4". Got the long reach.
It's very, very difficult to play against such a long goalie. A goalkeeper obviously has an advantage when you're so tall and lanky. You really cover the goal well. I mean, as an attacker all my life, I mean, I always had to really, place my shots against such a tall goalkeeper. They really crowd the goal. They step up and they really shrink the goal on you. So, exceptional, aggressive play here by the goalie here at Lind.
Fans, stay up to date to the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. Mondays at 7 Eastern on Sirius XMFC, channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Wall fall. Trying to control the tempo. Try to poke it through, and it nearly got there. May have been an offsides call, Albert.
I like the way he was thinking there. I mean, instead of going for the traditional route of going out to the flanks, Wall fall, held the ball well, penetrated the midfield, looked for a wall pass, controlled the ball well, and then created another through ball. But yeah, there was an offside play there, but good thinking on Fall's part there, holding the ball in possession.
Here come the Battery. Moves to his left, controls the pass. Higachi trying to get it through the defense. And no, that will not count. As Higashi working with Williams, they nearly put one in the back of the net.
That was a great attempt. As you see here, I mean, the whole play started with Portillo with a great penetrating ball. Romario Williams with the stumble here. Great defensive work by Rochester. It seemed like he got tangled there, didn't it?
Unselfish by Williams, and what a sliding save right there. That was Ryan James. So a huge play by Ryan James to save a goal.
Oh, yeah. And great attempt by Charleston. I mean, the Battery really worked well with a great through ball action there by Justin Portillo.
Garzi the cross, and that's kicked away out of harm's way, but right back to Ryan James. Miles Robinson, strong presence defensively. In the 36th minute, we are scoreless, but it's been very competitive over the past 10-15 minutes.
It's been a hard-fought first half.
Intensity is picked up, and we had a, let's see what happened here. I think it was somebody get their foot up high. Down on the ground is Neville Hackshaw.
Such a strong player, Hackshaw. He's like a linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
He's built like a football player.
6 foot 190, just 21 years old, out of Trinidad and Tobago. He's got a piece, looks like in the...
Got brushed in the stomach, right?
Yeah, the abdomen. Good to see Hackshaw okay. Yeah, Neville with that size, he's won 46 duels in the air this year, Albert. I don't think anybody wants to get near him.
No, it doesn't surprise me. That's a great stat on him. But he works well with Justin Portillo in the midfield, so they have that perfect combination where he's creative, Portillo's creative, tactical, technical, and Hackshaw's just that physical presence where he comes in, he tackles you, and he gives the ball to Portillo. So that versatility between the two midfielders is very, very important.
On the run, Jalen Brown turns to his right. Can he find a trailer? Madison pokes it towards the goal, but a save by Cooper as Darius couldn't get all of that ball, Albert.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating for Madison. That's the second attempt on goal today, and second time he shoots it straight to Cooper. He needs to do a little better job. I know it was very uncomfortable. It was very quick. He didn't have much time to adjust, understandably, but as a striker, you have to make it happen. You either toe it in, you make it happen. You place that ball in the corner. That's a little frustrating for Madison. Hopefully he gets a third attempt here.
Maneuvering at midfield, that was Beresford. There's Fall. Ryan James. Joe Farrell. Rhinos Defensive Player of the Year, all USL second team last season as a rookie. And Joe having a consistent, terrific season again in his second season. 83 duels won, 56 clearances. Rhinos getting organized. This is where you can tell they miss Forbes.
Absolutely. You know, we don't want to bring that topic up too much tonight, but it's understandable that he's a missing link. He's such an important leader on the field that it's got to be very frustrating to not have him on your team. But needless to say, I mean, the reality is you have to make do, and you have to make sure that your players are aware that this is a team, and you obviously have to bring it every single night, regardless of who's on the pitch or not. So Rochester, obviously, with the last 7 or 8 minutes, they make sure that they try to capitalize and try to get at least one goal at home, so they can go into the second half with a little bit more confidence. And the same for Charleston. I mean, for the Battery, they have to make sure that they, keep pouncing on the goal, they keep pressuring on Lind, and not stop until the whistle blows at halftime.
This is the second game of the 3-game ban for Canardo. So it'll be one more game, and that game will be next Saturday against St. Louis. That's a home game. It's Bark at the Park here at Capelli Sport Stadium. Saturday, August 26th. Bark at the Park. Get your tickets now. Rhinosoccer.com.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's presented by UR Medicine Home Care. Meals on Wheels is teaming up with the Rhinos to raise money and food donations for their new Meals on Wheel pet food program. Anyone attending the match will be allowed to bring their dog and enjoy some fantastic soccer.
Very interesting. Instead of cheers from the crowd, you can hear barks.
Hey, bark, drums and barking. And all the dogs will join the Oak Street Brigade and the Flower City Stampede and the rest of the Rhino gang. And a takedown there. No whistle. Two players laying out. And there's a spin around and a grab. And I believe that was Tula Guerra grabbing a Rhino player.
Let Michael Mayer bring life and beauty to your smile. Dr. Mayer offers premier general dentistry to patients of all ages and is the official dentist.
The Rhinos with 35 points. The Battery with 38 points. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com.
Now possession has changed just a little bit in the last few minutes. Rochester has stepped up their game, so they've decreased the percentage difference now almost to a 50-50 split, slightly edging Charleston Battery at 53%, which comes to show that the last 5 minutes are crucial. I mean, possession has very equal, very sloppy-minded game in the sense of there's no clear opportunity after opportunity. It's been more possession, and hold the ball, and then the slight chances we've had here and there haven't been great. I mean, you haven't been clearly in front of the goal to take a shot. So difficult, rough, physical game so far.
This is Quentin Griffith for the Battery and Hackshaw. As we enter the 43rd minute here, scoreless. Jalen Brown up after tying his cleat. Battery hoping to find this man right there in space. He get a little give and go, but didn't get it back. Excellent pressure from Ryan James defensively. And the chip in. And unable to run that down was Higashi.
That's a shame. That was a great lead up by the Battery. And Romario Williams showing his frustration a little bit on the last attempt there. If he would have connected there well, there most likely would have been a chance to have some kind of chance to maybe get a cross off or maybe even shot a goal on before the 45th minute.
Romario Williams on loan from Atlanta United for the season. He was the #3 overall pick by the Montreal Impact back in 2015. So they could see the skill of this young man. Adding about 2 minutes of stoppage. Excuse me, Albert.
No, that just comes to show the quality of the USL. I mean, you have so many talented players from all levels coming from international play, from the domestic MLS play. I mean, at this point, you have all these, collection and the melting pot of players and nationalities. It just makes for quality soccer. It's just great to watch, and it's such hopeful and entertaining aspirations for the younger players. I mean, the new generation, all the youth, the U15s, the U20s coming up now through high school and college players, having the chance and ability to play professional soccer at such a young age. USL is definitely providing that for our future.
There's Guerra. Guerra has 4 goals this season, spinning around Garzi. Nice play. And here's Williams. Watch out to his right. There's the double team. Romario trying to find space. They try to get it to him, and that header won't get to the near post. Well, they were looking for him, and Williams kept moving, Albert.
Just as we mentioned, I mean, Guerra connecting really well with his teammates and looking for Mario Williams in that header. Just slight inches off, obviously, and this would have been a goal. Very good attempt.
There's that skill in the air we talked about from Hackshaw. He throws that physicality around. Higashi. Here's Williams. Watch out. Farrell botting him. Try the give and go with Guerra. But it's tough to penetrate that Rhino defense. Madison. We're into the 2 minutes stoppage. Ooh, yellow card served. And this time it will go on Madison.
Caution has been issued to the Rhinos, number 21, Darius Madison. Caution issued in the
At these moments in the game, kind of unnecessary. I mean, these are yellow cards you need to be receiving just minutes away from the halftime. You need to preserve your energy, keep your emotions in check. I mean, and not get any reckless calls that's going to jeopardize the future of the game.
Strong move to his left, Thomas, as he pushes James to the turf.
integrated chiropractic therapy and massage.
Not much rhythm over the past few minutes. We'll take a look, another look at Madison's foul. Oh, here's a foul on Thomas. Tough call there, Albert.
Yeah, I mean, he did plow through him. little elbow check there too. Nothing major.
Lind hoping to get his offense started. Nice touch from James to Garzi. Here's Wallfall. Camden Feo. And we'll see what Coach Lilly has planned for the second half. Will he go to Julian Boucher, who just arrived from DC United? Will he go to Cristiano Francois, who's back and available with his prowess? There's a run, and diving is Cooper to cover it up in front of Beresford.
In the past, Madison has played roughly 60, 70 minutes before he's been either subbed out or changed. Typically, you're playing with one forward. You have to make sure that you take advantage of his speed and energy.
Now that will bring the first half to a close. There is your score. Rhinos and Battery, very competitive. Nobody able to get an advantage and put a goal on the scoreboard. So we are scoreless at the half here in Rochester at Capelli Sport Stadium.
Welcome to the next generation at Ralph Honda.
A beautiful new showroom, a new state-of-the-art service department, and the same great service we're famous for.
We invite you to come in and visit our new next generation dealership. Come on, treat yourself to Ralph.
There's another reason I'm here.
We're gonna add one last station.
Multiple concussions actually put people at risk for early dementia. It's kind of like Alzheimer's with a kind of paranoid, angry edge to it. So we've been trying to develop a blood test for concussion so we can say yes or no. You had a concussion, yes or no. Hopefully, early diagnosis equals early treatment and prevention of dementia down the line.
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through. And focus.
Welcome to the next generation at Ralph Honda.
A beautiful new showroom, a new state-of-the-art service department, and the same great service we're famous for.
We invite you to come in and visit our new next generation dealership. Come on, treat yourself to Ralph.
So it is 0-0 here at the half in beautiful Rochester. We'll take a look at some of the first half highlights here from Capelli Sport Stadium. Big battle here in the Eastern Conference for the Battery. There's Chang.
Well, early on, I mean, both teams had a lot of chances when it came to ball work and possession, but not a lot of clear chances and a lot of rough play, a lot of fouls. So it was a little bit sloppy, a lot of physical play. But throughout the game, it started developing into more, of a sound possession matchup, and Rochester started getting some shots off goal here. Madison had a good attempt, but again, there were tough shots. There wasn't anything clear for him to say, hey, this should have been a goal. But again, they were all earned shots, a lot of physical play, a lot of defensive play overall throughout the game so far.
And that was a yellow card on Romario Williams, a player that they can obviously ill afford to lose. There's another good look here. James setting up Jalen Brown.
Yeah, I would say that would be the second and only attempt they had on goal here in Rochester, with Brown linking up. But I think the Battery had more of a clear chance here, and it was a very struggled play that could have ended up in a goal.
What a play there by Ryan James, and then coming in was Ryan Felix with an outstanding play.
Now this is another clear shot here by Madison. I mean, like I mentioned, he had his chance, but he comes up short here. He had a shot, he took a shot on goal, and it hit right into Cooper.
And the stats from the first half, pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say possession, obviously inching towards the Battery, who had a little bit more of, I guess, effective play. They did hold possession well against the Rhinos. But again, it's been a very calm game when it comes to attack sided. I mean, missing a couple of these, very important players. But again, the second half will really tell us if there's any changes to be made.
The Rhinos 6-1-3 here at home, and they have won 3 of their last 4. We'll be back here at the half in Rochester.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
James Outland and Morgan Copes from the leadership of Birmingham, Alabama's 2019 USL expansion side recently visited the league offices. Announced as the first expansion team for 2019, Outland and Copes share in the excitement as the club begins to work towards its inaugural season.
Well, first and foremost, I think we're going to have a great product. We're going to have a professional environment. We're going to have a competitive team, and not just competitive, we want to win. So I think the competition and the level of play on the field is going to be top-notch, and I think the experience at the stadium and for the fans is going to be equally impressive.
What excites me about being in the USL in 2019 is it's a dream come true. I mean, this is something that, there's a group of guys and individuals who have put a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, everything that you can think of from a grassroots perspective, startup, to see it come to fruition, when this whole thing really kind of started from, just a couple beers at a local brewery. This whole idea, to see it come to fruition, it's going to be incredible.
What excites us about joining the USL is, first, Birmingham needs a professional sports team, and we think soccer is the ideal sport for Birmingham. It's a great growing sport across the country, and as importantly, the USL has really been a successful league. They've done a phenomenal job. We've done our research. We've been working on this for over 2 years now, and we really chose the USL because we think it's the best league and one of the best sports in the world, and we think Birmingham is primed to become a great professional soccer town.
It's going to be a fun, fast, exciting atmosphere. I mean, the game of soccer itself is always, very exciting, to watch live, just because of the speed of play, the physicality, the toughness that goes into it. But, I also think we're going to have a great, fun family atmosphere.
Well, it's been a great opportunity to come and get better familiarized with the people behind the league and get to meet the folks that we work with on a weekly and ongoing basis, and really get our ducks in a row and be ready to launch for our 2019 beginning of the season.
The wealth of knowledge, the information, and just the organization around the entire organization itself is incredible. The professionalism is second to none. And I'm excited about getting to meet the people and put faces to names. There's an old quote, nobody cares what you know until they know you care. So I really look forward to establishing those relationships with the league officers and just the people in and around here.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome to the next generation at Ralph Honda.
A beautiful new showroom, a new state-of-the-art service department, and the same great service we're famous for.
We invite you to come in and visit our new next generation dealership. Come on, treat yourself to Ralph.
There's another reason I'm here.
We're gonna add one last station.
Multiple concussions actually put people at risk for early dementia. It's kind of like Alzheimer's with a kind of paranoid, angry edge to it. So we've been trying to develop a blood test for concussion so we can say yes or no. You had a concussion, yes or no. Hopefully, early diagnosis equals early treatment and prevention of dementia down the line.
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through. And focus.
Welcome to the next generation at Ralph Honda.
A beautiful new showroom, a new state-of-the-art service department, and the same great service we're famous for.
We invite you to come in and visit our new next generation dealership. Come on, treat yourself to Ralph.
And no score here at Capelli Sport Stadium, but the crowd, those guys look a little bit bored, but most of the crowd enjoying the festivities here at Capelli Sport Stadium. And a terrific fun evening, taste of Rochester night here. And there's the upcoming schedule for the Battery. Their road swing continues.
Yeah, they're going to have obviously a couple of games away, which is very important to capitalize on away points. Obviously, it's very important, especially at this point in the season and where you stand in the standings. Every point counts, Ari. Every point counts, and every single night you have to step up to the plate.
And for the Rhinos, after that 3-game road trip, they will welcome St. Louis here August 26th, Bark at the Park night.
Yeah, I never mentioned that. This is more of a mixed bag. Obviously, you have a little bit of a, away and home to really work off. But the last couple of, third and fourth game, you're looking to obviously start the home stretch of away games. So again, every point counts for the Rhinos as well. Everyone needs to play subpar levels, and everyone needs to step up as much as possible.
And we'll take a look at the standings, and you can see why this game, there's so much importance to it.
I mean, sure. I mean, you're looking at Rochester, who is obviously right smack in the middle at 5, the 5th point. And then you have the Battery, who's in 2nd place. I mean, very important that the Battery gets a couple of points tonight, if possible. And Rochester only helps their cause if they keep scoring goals and they obviously increase their position.
And the Western Conference standings. There you see it, 52 points in the lead for the Monarchs.
Oh, yeah. Very, very distant from the 2nd and 3rd players, teams. But Swope Park and San Antonio, obviously, they're right there. They're tight. And obviously, you have a lot of competition from Reno and Sacramento, who obviously have enough time to really capitalize on points. So, again, I mean, final stretch of the season, you're looking at, obviously, very important games and very important points.
And here's the power rankings in the USL.
This is interesting to see as well as Monarchs and Louisville are up in the charts. I mean, you have a close 3rd here, Reno. But teams that we just recently called and are watching currently, obviously have the Battery there in 9th. It just comes to show that these players obviously need to step up. All these players, they know it's crunch time, and all these teams are doing well in their rankings.
And there's no score here as we prepare for second half action. The teams taking the field there. Beresford and company leading the team out. And there's the goalkeeper for the Battery, Odisnell Cooper. Made a couple of nice saves. Big physical goalkeeper. And the Battery hoping to pick up their first win in their last 8 tries. They've not won a match in their last 7, 0-3-4. And meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, the Rhinos have been terrific. They've won 3 of their last 4. They were in that span where they had so many draws, Albert. And Coach Lilly very happy to see his team winning some of those close games lately.
Yeah, that ultimately gives you more momentum and confidence. I mean, going to these games, if you're winning, if you have a winning mentality and you obviously had a great week of practice leading up to it because you won the last weekend, you're ultimately going to be more confident. And you're going to have obviously more team atmosphere and everyone's going to be happy and everyone's going to be focused. But when you're coming off losses after losses after losses, week after week, it's demoralizing. Obviously, you really have to have a strong mental, team atmosphere in your training sessions, in your locker room. Your coach needs to be a strong presence. Your leader, your captain. I mean, everyone needs to come together and really pull together and say, hey, let's get out of this rut. This needs to change. We have quality players. This is a quality team, quality club. Let's make it happen.
Now we're going to take a look at news and notes from around the USL. See the player of the week, Luke Spencer.
Great player to watch. I mean, I've seen him several times, called Louisville games. He's strong aerial presence, scores several goals of his head. I like watching him. He's an interesting player.
And there's the expansion for 2018. You got Vegas. That's always a nice addition.
I wouldn't mind playing there.
Yeah, or Nashville. What a good, fun city that is too. And there, Fresno as well.
That's great. I mean, it just comes to show that this is ever expanding. Obviously, you have so much opportunities for different teams and in this league.
There you see the Open Cup semifinals. The Red Bulls defeated. Great run by FC Cincinnati.
Exceptional. I mean, I happened to watch a piece of that game, and they really just, showed their worth. They represented the USL really well. Congratulations for them to have reached that far, and it just comes to show that they're right there on the corner of the final. Next year, obviously, could be a very different story for Cincinnati.
And what a fan base they have.
Oh yeah,
big crowds. And Red Bulls 2 victorious over Cincinnati FC today. We just got word 4-0.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was a huge challenge. I mean, both teams, again, quality players, quality teams, and again, they're constantly changing, they're constantly growing. These teams are always developing players, always bringing new talent from international play and also the domestic leagues such as MLS. So again, the USL constantly showing the world what kind of league it is.
The Rhinos 6-1-3 here at home, 9-4-8 overall. The Battery 10-5-8. And we are about ready for second half action. We'll see what kind of adjustments both coaches make. If you're Coach Anhauser, what are the adjustments you think you're going to see out, Albert?
Usually at halftime, I mean, you're usually, this is a pep rally. You're obviously cheering your team on, and you're, laying on the hammer when it comes to making corrections. But changing players usually is because of injury, but you want to give the momentum a chance, and you don't want to start the second half with a completely different lineup. So 60th to 70th minute is usually when coaches start making their changes. Tactically speaking, especially in the 80th, 90th minute, whenever you have players obviously that are injured or are exhausted. So I hope nothing has been changed because both teams are playing well. They're just not capitalizing on their goals.
Battle in the corner. And a foul. Charge to the Battery. Dan Lind hasn't been under much pressure. The one really great opportunity that the Battery had, Lind had come out to challenge Romario Williams, which is always a wise decision, and then got some tremendous help from his defense and Ryan James and Ryan Felix.
It's a team effort. I mean, both goalkeeper and central defenders are always playing together. I mean, they have to be hand in hand. They have to be reading each other's minds. And they have to be communicating well. It's very, very important that that happens throughout the game.
On the move, Griffith. As they search to find their prolific goal scorer, Romario Williams, 15 goals in 17 USL contests. As he took that stint on the Jamaican national team, scored 2 goals for Jamaica on their Gold Cup run.
That's important experience that he's gaining and gathering every week. Every chance he gets to play with the national team and score goals at an international level, he just brings it back to his team and his players and his locker room, and it just rubs off. That's priceless experience, and that's just going to improve and catapult his team to the next level.
That will go Charleston's way. So if you're Coach Lilly and Rochester, you got Julian Boucher, who just signed a couple days ago, Albert, from DC United, and he had 4 appearances with DC United. How long do you think it'll take for him to feel comfortable and get that chemistry with his new team?
Depending on how the night goes for Madison in the second half, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd like to slot him in at least for the last 5-10 minutes, just to get that taste, just to get that first touch in, get that feeling with his new teammates, and bring that momentum that he has coming off playing with MLS. So, I mean, that's highly important that Coach Lilly looks for a moment, an appropriate moment for him to come in and be included.
Just underway here, second half. Charleston ended up winning the time of possession in the first half, after Rochester had pretty much had command of that through about the first third of the first stanza. But not too many goal-scoring opportunities for either side. Here's Williams against 4 defenders. It forces him to give it up. Back into the box, headed out of trouble by Farrell, as Ian Lind will high-five after that maneuver.
That's the frustrating part about both these teams today. I mean, like you just mentioned, they're playing well, they're creating, they have quality players that are creative players. But that last touch, that last through ball, that last shot on goal, I mean, it's just not there. And until you realize that's the only thing that matters at the end of the day, whoever puts the ball in the net, you're not going to see any changes. You're not going to see any goals. So hopefully that comes soon so that we all can get a couple goals here in this match tonight.
Agachi whirling around to put that in the air, which Lind will handle with ease. In the air, Miles Robinson. Farrell will run this down. And back to Cooper. Cooper, 52 saves coming in. 6 clean sheets. Now Rochester's goalkeeping with a total of 10. And that ranks them second in the USL. They're also second in the USL in goals conceded on the season with just 20. However, on the other side, Albert, 25 goals ranks them 20th in the USL, and 210 shots ranks them 26th. So that's another area where the addition of Boucher comes in with his range.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's going to make a huge difference for this team. I mean, when you have an attacker coming in with such a high reputation and momentum and experience, he's only going to be a positive. I mean, it's just a matter of how it's going to be implemented and how many chances he's going to get until he makes a difference. Usually, if he's an impact player, he comes in, gets 20 minutes under his belt, scores a goal or two, and then he starts getting qualified to maybe start for the next game or two.
Bradley came to Fayot out of Paris, France. Attended UNLV, speaking of Las Vegas, who will start in the USL next year. Hackshaw. Agashi between 2 defenders. Look at that spin move by Wallfall. And then he's taken off the ball by the other superstar, Romario Williams.
I always found it incredible to see someone at 6'3", so tall and lanky, get on the ball and produce that type of spin move. Usually the shorter players are more nimble, you know, the agile, quick. Traditionally speaking, is when those are the players that make those moves. But exceptional move again by Wallfall here in the midfield.
That was a sweet one by Darius Madison too. Yeah, Fall, he makes it look easy, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'3". I mean, he's exceptional in the air, but he's very nimble on his feet. As you can tell here, you see the replay.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, great to watch. Really well-rounded player.
Madison had it poked away from behind by Hackshaw. What a great soccer name, huh? Hackshaw.
Hackshaw. Well, he's a center midfielder, and if you're hacking players left and right, I mean, that's very appropriate.
Cooper comes near side to Mueller. Mueller, their captain. Maneuvering is Turgu. Trying to create. Turgu gets it back. To Wallfall, to the perimeter. And tripped up legally. Wallfall takes it right back away from Higashi. Rochester trying to develop a goal-scoring attack here. Higashi, nice defensive play. Unable to clear, Beresford trying to free that up.
Higashi used his body well there. Smaller in size, you have to be very smart, position yourself well, angle your body, obviously, and look for that foul there. So, well done by Higashi.
Yeah, when you're 5'6", 135, you've got to be smart about
you don't stand a
the
chance.
way.
You don't stand a chance against Wallfall or even Beresford there.
Got to be wise about how you position yourself. Watch out. Guerra trying to get it back to Williams. Maybe he should have taken it in himself.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He should have continued on aggressively. He had the whole right side open. If he would have penetrated through with some speed, I mean, he could have easily got a shot off on goal.
And Guerra, a very adept goal scorer of his own. He's got 4 of them. I know it's a temptation to get that ball to Williams because he's so prolific.
Sometimes you got to be a little selfish in the box or approaching the box as an attacker.
Plenty of contact there. Portillo wrestling with Beresford. Beresford just threw his arms up. Wallfall decides to come near side with it.
Beautiful, classy chip there by Wallfall. It's all confidence. He's playing with confidence, Wallfall.
Ryan Felix, USL Team of the Week member. 58 clearances, 79 duels won. The middle of the field battling to retain possession is Madison. Nicely done. They try to move forward. Jalen Brown, very quick feet.
Yep, the ball is being held well, distributed. Everyone's touching it, but as you can tell, there's no final creativity. There's no final through ball, that penetrating pass where Canardo Forbes comes in. I don't want to bring it up again, but
it's hard not to.
We're missing him tonight when it comes to the final third here in creativity.
Yeah, 36 chances created by Canardo this season, so that's, you're definitely going to miss that. 4 assists. Feo, check by Cheng. Under pressure, Felix plays it back to Lind. Quentin Griffith. Griffith out of Antigua and Barbuda in his 5th season. And pressuring now, Brown made Cooper give it up. He gets it back from Mueller. Well, during that 7-match winless streak for Charleston, they have 4 draws.
And you did mention Romario Williams being on national team duty through the majority of that, but still, I mean, it's such a surprise that such an attacking-minded team, such quality players like Portillo, like Romario, struggle, right? How do these teams, how do these players not come together and score goals? I mean, you might ask. It's just that's soccer, that's sport, that's how difficult it is sometimes, how competitive it is. It's just not fair sometimes. So I'm rooting for the Battery to come through for the rest of the season and really, come together and have an opportunity to score some goals so they get their confidence back. Because at the end of the day, sport, soccer, it's all confidence.
Into the box, here's an opportunity, and Miles Robinson, very physical, did a nice job. Rochester player still down. They're going to play on. We've got an injured player laying there.
And the correct thing, sportsmanship-wise, is to knock the ball out. Maybe he got up already.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
The physical play continues. Williams now throwing his arms in the air. The player is still on the ground. We can't see him in the picture. And Fall finally kicks it out of bounds. Coach Lilly there shouting instructions out onto the field. Hopefully, is that Garzi down there?
It looks like Garzi.
Yeah.
It's surprising at the Battery not having stopped play or kicking the ball out of sportsmanship. Maybe they didn't see him player stay down. I think he might have landed wrong.
A very physical play there by Miles Robinson. Hope Garzi's okay. The training staff attends to Mike. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 Eastern on Sirius XMFC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. And that is nearly, what a save by the defender. Again, Lind getting help from his defense. Spectacular play. I believe that is Farrell who made that. Let me get a number. Yep. Joe Farrell. Unbelievable stop.
That's the type of player that you want Portillo starting. He saw that quick free kick right off the line through the flank. He made sure that Griffith had a chance to cross the ball, and it just created chaos in defensive.
There's a shot and a save by Lind. Williams almost had an opportunity. And Lind diving to his left to make the save. Chang puts it in there. Here's the first one. Farrell saving a goal, ramming into the post.
That's called sacrifice. But Rochester is getting pressure. I mean, these are two quick attempts that the Battery has had in the last couple of minutes. And these could be the game changers if they obviously capitalize. So great chances here for Battery.
Griffith. Checked off the ball by Turgu. And Griffith slamming the ball down into the turf. Hears it from the crowd. So Dan Lind makes a nice save. He's got quite a bit of help from his defense. Farrell, Felix, James. Just unable to keep it in play. There's Ryan James. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. In the 62nd minute here at Capelli Sport Stadium. Taste of Rochester night presented by Fidelis Care and Stop DWI New York. Can the Battery get Williams isolated? That is the duel here tonight between Coach Lilly and the Rochester defense and Romario Williams. Getting underneath that one a bit. Here he is. Romario plays it to Portillo. Chang. Michael has it back with a left foot, and that will be cleared. Darius Madison.
This is quickly becoming a one-sided game here in the last 5 minutes. Battery's really stepped up their game. Pressuring, they see what's on the line. I mean, they have to score goals. They have to pressure. So really giving Rochester a tough time in the back here the last couple minutes.
And Beresford unable to capture that one and keep it in play. You see the Oak Street Brigade there waving their flags, the Rhino signs, and the big drum. Good crowd on hand here at the beautiful Capelli Sport Stadium. Rochester will be home again next Saturday night against St. Louis. Wallfall like to be more involved. They need him, their team leader, particularly with the absence of Forbes.
Yeah, I mean, he's the type of player that he will supplement really well. But I mean, Wallfall, obviously, he's only one man. He can't be attacking all game and defending as well. So he needs to reserve his energy for the whole 90 minutes. And usually he does by lingering in the midfield and being very crucial on those touches.
Feo, and the shot deflected. Jalen Brown set up beautifully by Camden Feo, and that all started with Wallfall. A beautiful pass to put it into the box.
Yeah, it was a very interesting play here by Wallfall. Great penetrating through ball, nice chip, and just obviously giving the chance for players to come in and really take shots on goal here. Brown, I mean, had an attempt, and he's a little frustrated because he's had a couple today. This is his second chance on goal. And again, you don't get those back. Madison knows that as well. He had that chance early in the first half and the second chance, and even a third chance. So these are the types of moments where they need to collect themselves and say, hey, we are strikers. We need to, our job solely is just to score goals. Let's make this happen.
Beautiful pass by Camden Feo. Bradley Camden Feo has a goal of his own this season. So Julian Boucher is into the game. There's a cross in the air. And cleared. Portillo spun around briefly by fall. So Julian Boucher, that answers our question. When was he going to get his first action? Here he is in the 66th minute. He is number 27. He helped the Syracuse Orange to their first College Cup semifinals back in 2015. He was selected 11th overall in the 2016 MLS Super Draft. Lind picks that up on the bounce.
We'll see what he could do. I mean, he comes in obviously fresh. He has a lot of chance now. I mean, he'll have plenty of time to really make a difference. His teammates, if they're smart, they need to make sure they get him the ball immediately, get that first touch, get out of the way, and then just let him run.
Coach Lilly very high on Boucher. Calls him a good passer. Here he is. In the center of the field. Chips it in. Turgu. His corner cross attempt was denied by Griffith.
That's a great first touch by Boucher. I mean, for him to come in and you know, create a through ball, penetrating through ball that connects well, it's going to bring up his confidence. Look, he wants the ball, he wants to hit the corner. I mean, he's going to want to do it all now because he has fresh legs and he's coming with a lot of energy and momentum and confidence. This is an exceptional moment for Rochester.
There's Boucher, the corner. Puts it right out front. And knocked away, comes back to Julian here. Boucher, nice pass to Turgu. And also into the game, Johan Graf. So Graf, another quality goal scorer, has 5 goals this season. Graf out of Bradley University, played 3 seasons in Sweden. So Graf and Boucher check in for Coach Lilly and the Rhinos. Now Beresford departs. And did you get the other player that was taken out?
Madison.
And Darius Madison.
Yeah, so Graf comes in and replaces Madison up top. And Boucher obviously coming in for Beresford. And you're going to see those players coming off, you know, doing really well together, try to penetrate the defense here for the against the Battery. So Coach Lilly wants attack. He wants fresh legs. He just made those key substitutions very tactically. We're going to see a difference here in the last 20 minutes or so.
And Jordan Dover is also checked in, the rookie, as he replaces. We'll double check that number that he replaced, but Jordan Dover into the contest. Into the corner, Jalen Brown. There's Boucher. Plays it back beautifully off the heel to Dover. And towards the far post, but nobody there for the Rhinos.
The Rochester Rhinos and, of course, Rex would like to welcome the following groups in attendance.
So going into the 70th minute, roughly, still looking at 55% in possession towards the Battery. And I agree. I mean, we have seen several attempts, and it spurts. It comes in waves, Ari. I mean, both teams obviously are a bit, you know, wavy when it comes to their attacks. I mean, they come in, and all of a sudden, the Battery has 2 or 3 attempts, and they pressure a lot, and then all of a sudden, we have a switch on the side. So obviously, Rochester goes and and attempts a couple shots. So very mixed bag here when it comes to possession, even though the Battery is up just a little bit.
Turgu trying to find Boucher. Fall plays it ahead to Graf. Comes back to Turgu. And I believe he was offsides. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL. A little physical play. The two superstars battling, Fall and Williams.
It's a key free kick here for Portillo. I mean, these are the moments he wants to have the ball at these distances to create. He's either going to go for a nice in-swinger cross, looking for the head of Romario Williams, or he might just go straight on goal. He has a lot of confidence. He has a good leg. I mean, he can score from this angle, and I've seen it happen in the past. So he will be a threat here for the Battery.
Free kick for Portillo. The approach and the boot. Puts it in the air, and it comes out to Graff. So well defended by Rochester. And here they come, Boucher. Looking for Graff, the two substitutes who just checked in for Coach Lilly. And you can see their energy.
Oh yeah, and they're linking up well together.
That one denied by Griffith. Good attempt, good action. The crowd appreciates it.
I like that. I mean, they're both attackers, they're both strikers, but they're both playing off each other really well. It's not a midfield connection with a striker. They're both striking, so they're both attacking and they're both connecting. So, like you said, it's all energy. I mean, they're the freshest, so this is what we need from them.
And the second corner of the night from Boucher. And flying to head that one, wall fall, but had no angle. But another opportunity in set pieces for Rochester.
Brought to you by UR Medicine, Sports Medicine.
This time puts it towards the back post, and coming out to secure it is Cooper. So what does it take to get Romario Williams involved here, Albert?
Well, it's going to be a combination of midfield play, creativity. I think it comes down to Portillo. Portillo's the man who has the creativity and the vision. They just need to get him the ball, and he needs to step up a little higher so he could connect well with Romario Williams.
Fall, beautiful pass as Jalen Brown tried to control it. There's Jalen. And in the air, Turgu thought he was shoved as Griffith played him off the ball.
That was a well attempt by Rochester. I mean, that's the type of cross you want. And Turgu, unfortunately, was a little off balance, and he had a nice presence by the Battery defense. But if they keep attempting this type of play, I mean, these are the chances that they usually have, and they usually capitalize on them for Rochester.
Fall and Boucher. Beautiful passing here. Jalen Brown accelerating up the center of the field. Finds Graff. Johan. Boucher. Can he get a shot off?
Very difficult. Good attempt by Rochester. I mean, Graff obviously great setup in that cross there, but Boucher was very well pressed there. Wasn't going to have a chance to turn and shoot.
Well played second half of action. Chang trying to make something happen for Charleston. And Romario Williams trying to capture, gets called for the foul as he put Felix down to the deck.
Following the match for the Moe's Southwest Grill meet and greet with the players. Please enter and exit the field near section 101. Food, gum, or beverages are not permitted on the pitch. And we thank you for your
These are the moments in the game where both teams need to regroup and say, hey, crunch time, 15 minutes left. Let's make sure this is, the right play we're making. These are the right touches we're making. Obviously now everyone's warmed up. We have the new players that are fresh. They've come in, they've had their touches, they've had their chances to create. this is where all comes together for a team. And from my past experience, these are the best moments in the game. You're obviously in full throttle, full mode. You're locked in. And it's the most exciting time when the pressure's there and you want to make sure that you try to, either capitalize on a shot or, be a teammate and put something together with a through ball.
Johan Graf hoping that was a through ball. Very close. Served in by Boucher. Rochester's definitely taking command over the past 5-10 minutes after the substitutes entered. Beautiful head in forward by Fall. Boucher to his left. Here's Wall Fall. Trying to create, lost his balance. That's unusual.
He overthought it. That's all it was. He was trying to get that through ball in to Graf, who made that exceptional run, but he got caught. He double thought, and then he just stumbled on the touch. So it's happened in the past. Happens to the best of us.
You expect some substitutions from Coach Anhauser as well?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You're going to use your resources as best as possible. So, I mean, these are the times where you start analyzing who's, performing, who's not, who's tired, who needs a break, and what do I have on my bench to make a difference in the last 15 minutes. But yeah, absolutely. You most likely will go through a game, and you'll most likely use your 3 substitutes.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there. There's Turgu and Guerra. And corner kick from Justin Portillo. The 2014 Betsy McAdams Newcomer of the Year puts it up in front of the goal and deflected and cleared by Wall Fall. The pace has slowed just a bit here as we approach the 78th minute. Portillo still moving well late in the game.
Oh, yeah, he's pivotal. He's always going to be searched for and looked for that touch, and he makes himself aware and available, and that's what you need in your central midfielder. He's a very versatile player. I mean, I love watching him. He's very skillful.
Lynn coming out to dive on that loose ball right in front of the pursuit. Well, Romario Williams thought he may have his 16th.
So did I. I mean, Guerra linked up really well. Great idea, but Lynn read that play extremely well.
That's what Coach Lilly said. He's really managing the game well, reading it well for a young goalie. So a ton of confidence in him right now in the season. Hackshaw. Thomas. And the strike and the save, rebound, and a defensive stellar play by Camden Feo after a beautiful save from Dan Lind.
And he keeps being tested. I mean, and this is what the Battery is exceptional at. They're pressuring, they're relentless. Mario Williams, very great shot, but what a save by Lind here. Been very, very steady and stable here in the back line for Rochester.
Lind very composed back there in net. He applauds the effort from his defense. He's got some superb play. That time it was Camden Feo coming up with a big tackle.
again with a great attempt. A lot of confidence here from Lind coming out. I mean, that was a very tough shot for him to take on the chest there, but it worked in his favor. There's an outside call here. But again, having a confident goalkeeper goes a long way for your team. I mean, you're going to obviously have the trust in him, and he has stepped up today. We've had a lot of chances now at this point in the game, a lot of decisive chances, and Romario Williams had the game here. That shot could have been a goal, but Lind came up top.
Pressuring his Graf, and Cooper able to secure it in front of Johan.
Fans, time to take out those 50-50 raffle tickets. If you purchased a 50-50 raffle ticket benefiting Camp Good Days this evening, over $450 on the line tonight.
Garzi.
5893-748. Congratulations.
Guerra
Prize where you bought your tickets. Congratulations.
works with Portillo. Good physical play here by Ryan Felix. Fall leads Ryan James into the box. Graf is there. Poked away nicely done by Mueller. We've seen some terrific defense by both teams here tonight.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, that's their strength. Most of these players are very strong defensively, and as a team, they usually play very strong tactically, pressing hard, obviously winning every chance they have, and holding the ball as well as possible. So what we're lacking is that final third, that final shot. I mean, we haven't had a goal, so we would all like a goal here in this game because I feel like both teams deserve one.
Now in the 82nd minute. Griffith. Michael Chang. Guerra leaping over a defender. Portillo looking to create a chance for his team. Well done by Ryan James. Rochester unable to clear, and then Wallfall just falls down on top of Portillo. And this will be a free kick in danger territory.
Very dangerous. I mean, that was a strong tackle on Portillo from Wallfall, but that was a clean tackle. It was a fair call. But now let's take a look here because we're going to actually have the replay here on. It was all ball. I mean, he grabbed the ball first, but he did tackle him. I mean, it's a tough call. I can see his frustration here on Fall's side. And that creates a very dangerous shot here for Portillo. As we mentioned, he's a great free kick specialist. Oh!
And a goal! He kept it low, and Lind was shielded, Albert. And that one just squirted through into the corner of the net.
And those are the most difficult ones, Ari. I mean, when you penetrate a shot here that low and between so many players, if no one touches the ball, that goalkeeper does not stand a chance to react because he can't see. He's expecting the ball in the air. If it goes through and it doesn't hit anyone, he's not going to have a chance to react. So that's exactly what Portillo took advantage of. He was looking for a deflection, and and it's a genius shot in my opinion. It's a very smart taken shot. You see some of the greatest players in the world taking these type of free kicks. Because you know it's a scramble, it's very difficult for a goalkeeper to read this type of shot.
And you saw Romario Williams looming right there in front of Dan Lind. And I wonder if Lind kind of looked up to watch Williams, but Portillo puts it in. That is his 6th goal of the season.
Like I've always, in my previous experiences as a free kick taker, if it's not an indirect shot, and I have a chance to hit it low, and there's a bevy of players in the box, I'm gonna hit it low. I'm gonna take my chance, and I've scored several goals like that in my past, where you can't expect it. The goalie does not see anything. He expects a high shot to react on. So a very, very genius shot here by Portillo.
Yeah.
And again, he's one of my high players. I really enjoy watching him play.
Yeah, tough to pick up that low liner with all the bodies in front of you. And Portillo now 6 goals, 6 assists on the season. So now the Rhinos will try to find the equalizer here late in the game.
Now, what a time it came in, huh? 84th minute. You're looking obviously a few minutes to spare now. If Battery does well defensively, they're going to make sure they lock in this win today.
So Sergio Campbell, the 6'4", 200-pound defender from the Jamaican national team, will check in for Coach Bob Lilly as he replaces Mike Garzi. Garzi receives a round of applause. Campbell, 86% passing accuracy. He was on the Jamaican national team during their Gold Cup run, teammate of Romario Williams, and for Charleston, Eviel Cordovez has also checked in, another defector from Havana, Cuba. 6'2", 195-pounder has checked in. So the Battery will try to hold on to this 1-0 lead here, final 5 minutes or so.
And as you asked earlier, Ari, all the substitutes that we made at this point, I mean, both teams decided it's going to be useful for them, beneficial for them to make these changes. And all these fresh legs come into play for their reasons, especially defensively. So we'll see here how the last few minutes remain here for both teams.
And leaping over Johan Graf, snagging it in the air, beautifully done by Odisnell Cooper, as Farrell kind of chipped that in. He got mostly turf. He pulled up a divot from the field, but it almost worked out.
Yeah, it could work in your favor, but in this time it didn't. I mean, it's tough. Turf is a tricky field. They have to get used to it. It has its pros and cons. But again, I mean, sometimes it works in your favor.
So the Charleston Battery with a late goal from Justin Portillo, hoping to break their 7-match winless streak. This would only be the 2nd defeat of the season at home for Rochester. Griffith strikes it. In the 88th minute, Lind will try to get it started. So Cordovez will now enter. And Romario Williams' night is done. This will only be his 3rd match this season that he didn't score a goal.
Interesting. These are very strategic changes that are being made at the moment. I mean, most coaches say, hey, we're up 1-0. Let's make a change. Let's take out an attacking forward and replace him with a defender or maybe a midfielder to support our defensive line here. So make sure that we don't give up any goals in the last minutes.
The Rhinos trying to mount an attack here in the final couple of minutes. Brown. There's Turgu, good creator. Puts it high in the air. Graf tried to turn that and strike it. Chipped in and headed out by Robinson. And now Chang puts it out wide. Big time intensity now from both teams. Charleston trying to seal the win. Rochester trying to tie it.
Fans, as a reminder, the clock will stop at the 90-minute mark. Stoppage time will be kept on the field.
Johan Graf with his terrific intensity being ridden off that ball. Miles Robinson.
Arrow East is proud to support your hometown Rochester Rhinos.
Very important to see how much time the referee gives. Rochester very frustrated at this point, playing home and obviously going down by 1, especially after winning several games in a row. The longer the half, the longer obviously the minutes. It seems like it's roughly 2 or 3 minutes is going to be given. Rochester needs to give it their all the last few minutes to see if there's any chance.
Now they will get 4 minutes of stoppage, so the Rhinos have 4 minutes. They're trying to tie this one up. Camden Fayos had a solid game. To his left, puts it out to Turgu. There's the cross, far post in the air, headed up and saved by Mueller. That was going to the back of the net, and Mueller, the captain, alertly booted it out of there, Albert.
That's an exceptional defensive play here by Mueller. What a clutch defensive play. That's how you know your defenders is tuned in, locked in. Last minute of the game, and he comes out with this type of save. That's exceptional.
Turgu again in the air, Fall bounces it in. Another header, and it goes on top of the goal. Fantastic action. Too bad for the Rhinos, as they have almost tied this one up a number of times.
I think Rochester hurt us because they realize they have very few chances left in the game. In the last 2 minutes after we've been speaking, that's all we've had here. Rochester pressuring the goal against Battery here.
And look at the reaction from Farrell. He thought that was the game tire. Mueller, an exceptional play. And let's see if there's a yellow card served to Cooper. Taking too much time, huh, Albert?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's look at the last chance. Way in the air, Brown. There's Cooper, then Graf comes in. Just got underneath it a tad.
Very difficult. I mean, Cooper did kill his angle there, so it's very tough for Graf to get a nice header, just hard enough, but at the same time a subtle header, so you can actually hit it over Cooper. But Cooper did well there, cut his angle.
For Charleston, Nico Rittmeyer has come in. He will replace Guerra. That will be in a moment. Less than 2 minutes to play. And now Rittmeyer will come in. 23-year-old out of Savannah, Georgia, College of Charleston. So Guerra departs. More fresh legs. There's Rittmeyer.
These are all tactical and strategic substitutions. You know, last 2 minutes just to kill some time, get some fresh legs in there, create a little bit of disruption, and then obviously run down the clock.
Boucher. There's the cross in the air again. Strong play from Griffith. And unable to secure that and kill more clock was Cordovez. It'll give Rochester another opportunity, but Cordovez comes back and makes up for it, takes it away. Hackshaw will try to kill some more time. One last surge for Rochester. It's got to be down. They've got about a half a minute. Brown runs it down. They try to move that ball into scoring position. Fall. Back to Brown on his run. Couldn't get the cross in front.
Great pass by Fall there. Great vision. This is an exciting last few minutes, I'd say. I mean, Rochester really wants it. They really want to tie. They don't want to lose at home. And this is what brings good soccer here to the USL.
This could be the last play of the match. Boucher from the corner. Serves it up. Headed towards the goal on the ground and kicked away from Sergio Campbell. And that should be it. Well, they let him play on. Another opportunity is cleared high in the air. And we've played past the 4 minutes of additional time.
Sometimes it seems like the referees forget the 4 minutes. Here it goes.
And that's it. Well, a gallant effort by the Rochester Rhinos to try to tie that game. They really picked it up, had numerous opportunities. And there's a Mueller who's going to get a big hug from Cooper, said, "Thank you, man, for saving me."
Exceptional hustle here by both teams.
So there's your final. We'll be back to wrap it up. 1-0 Charleston here from the Capelli Sport Stadium.
There's another reason I'm here.
We're gonna add one last station.
Multiple concussions actually put people at risk for early dementia. It's kind of like Alzheimer's with a kind of paranoid, angry edge to it. So we've been trying to develop a blood test for concussion so we can say yes or no. You had a concussion, yes or no. Hopefully, early diagnosis equals early treatment and prevention of dementia down the line.
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through. And focus.
Well, the crowd had a great time here on a beautiful night here in Rochester. Exciting finish to this one. Charleston picks up the late goal. Rochester furious in the final moments to try to tie it. But Charleston wins it 1-0 as we take a look at the highlights.
Well, it was a very, very entertaining game. I mean, right from the get-go, we got a lot of possession fights from the midfielders, but we had a couple of chances here for Rochester. Brown not connecting well. It was a choppy shot, but then Madison with a nice run-up, and unfortunately, Cooper came out on top here. He trapped it well right to his body, but again, it was only the beginning here for Rochester, just creating some chances early on in the game.
And here's a good look at the spectacular play by Farrell.
Great cross by Michael Chang, creating a lot of danger here for Rochester in this cross. But the goalkeeper, Lin, could not stop it. Went through his legs, but unfortunately came out in short here. And Wall very stable throughout the game, consistent with his passes, and created this chance for Brown, who came up and had an uncomfortable shot. It got deflected. I mean, it could have been a goal here if you had another type of bounce. But then again, on the other side, we had plenty of chances here that Lin came out on top. Very strong goalkeeper. His presence was very felt. But both teams, obviously, and here, Romario Williams, very, very frustrated tonight. He had a couple of shots on goal, just as this one. He had a great chance on the shot here, but Michael got forced out here by the defense. So, and we were talking about Portillo. Portillo, very smart shot. I mean, he saw his chance. He hit it low. He took the chance to see if someone would deflect it, but no one touched it. It was a direct shot, so it's a beautiful free kick. Seen it many times, done by elite players in the world. So Portillo's obviously one of them. And this was a difference maker. I mean, so far this is 1-0 for the Battery.
And here, a couple of the chances here in the final moments of Mueller, that enormous play. defensively, and that one just across, a little bit higher than the crossbar.
Yeah, we had a lot of excitement in the last few minutes in this game, and which reflected here in the stats. 1 goal in favor of the Battery, but at the same time, we had 11 shots per team, basically, and the possession was there. So it was an equally fought game. Both sides tried. It was a little bit of a sloppy start, but then they all got into their game. They got into the rhythm. They had a lot of substitutes towards the end, but then you had, obviously, a couple of key plays throughout the game. And as we see here,
and here is the key bank save of the game. Chang and Dan Lin diving to his left.
Lin's really stepped up tonight. I mean, you mentioned he's somewhat of a young player. He's made a difference tonight, unbelievably, for Rochester.
And here is your Excellus moment of the match.
Logically speaking, free kick turns into a goal. That's definitely going to be the game changer and the game winner.
So the Excellus moment of the match is the game winner. Justin Portillo, his 6th goal of the season. The Charleston Battery pick up their 11th victory of the year, breaking the 7-match winless streak. Rochester falling here at home for only the 2nd time of the season. There's your ESPN 3 matchup, Louisville City and Harrisburg City Islanders. That is Wednesday, the 23rd at 7:30 on ESPN 3. So Charleston wins it. There's the game winner by Portillo. The Battery take this one 1-0 here in Rochester. The Battery wins it. For my partner Albert Munoz, I'm Ari Shannock saying thanks for watching. So long from Rochester.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.